Go from rags to riches, farm to fame, from digging ditches to the whole world knows your name. You'll stand in the spotlight till the light goes dim, and it's rags to riches, to rags again.
I've been writing songs since I was a young boy, and I still love to sit down with my guitar and a pen or laptop and see what might show up. It seems like in other genres of music, like pop or rock, the melody or the groove of the song are the most important thing. But in country music, the story and the lyric is always king. That's what I love so much about country music, because of the stories that are told. My mother would probably tell you that as soon as I was old enough to start putting rhymes together, I began telling stories in song. I've developed my own particular way of writing songs, and for the last 10 years or so, I've pretty much always done it this way. I start with a blank page, and what I like to do is imagine that I'm not only the writer of the song, I'm also the first person to ever hear the song, like a reader turning the pages of a new book. I try to just let the story unfold naturally. A lot of songwriters, probably most of them in fact, write from a hook or a title. Then they craft the song around that title or line. I like to work the opposite way, where I start with the first line and I just let the song unfold line by line. That way I never know where the story's going or what the title is until it shows up. It's more exciting to me that way. It feels more like magic, and I love the magic of songwriting, where you're working hard to write a great song, but what you really want is something to show up in the song that you never in your wildest dreams thought would happen. Like in the song Josephine, when the soldier says he shot a boy his own son's age. Sometimes when things like that happen, it gives me chills while I'm writing it, or it brings tears to my eyes because I'm so touched by what the character has done or said. And the truth is, I believe I'm a good songwriter, but I know God is a better one. And ultimately, these 3-minute little movies are just gifts from God, and sometimes if you let yourself believe in the magic of them and what He can do, a story will unfold that can change the world, or at least it changes your world. And that's happened many times for me. Sometimes those songs go on to be big hits, and sometimes they end up being words on a piece of paper or a computer screen that no one will ever hear or see. Now, not all of my songs are written from the first line. Every now and then, one comes from a thought or a phrase that just hits you, and that becomes the title of the song. Which brings me to the song that actually built the big red barn here at our farm, where we do a lot of the filming of this TV show. A barn Joey and I call Some Barn. 7 or 8 years ago, I was riding with a good friend of mine named Paul Overstreet. On one particular morning, he and I were sitting drinking coffee and talking about writing a song for Kenny Chesney, who was a friend of his who had mentioned that he was going to be recording a beach album soon and was looking for songs. Well, Paul and I talked for a while and kicked around a couple of ideas, and then one of us said, "Some beach," and it made us laugh. And we realized that was a pretty good idea, and we started throwing out lines, and this fun story started unfolding. Driving down the interstate, running 30 minutes late, singing Margaritaville, minding my own. Some foreign car driving dude with a road rage attitude pulled up beside me, talking on his cell phone. He started yelling at me like I did something wrong. He flipped me the bird, and then he was gone. Some beach, somewhere. There's a big umbrella casting a shade over an empty chair. There's palm trees growing and warm breezes blowing. I can picture myself right there on some beach somewhere. Well, I circled the parking lot, trying to find a spot big enough I could park my old truck. Some man with a big cigar was getting into his car. I stopped and I waited for him to back up. From out of nowhere, a Mercedes-Benz came cruising up and whipped right in. Some beach somewhere.
hot senoritas smiling with long dark hair on some beach somewhere.
Well, I sat in that waiting room, it seemed like all afternoon, till the nurse finally said the docs are ready for you. You're not gonna feel a thing, we'll give you some Novocaine. That tooth will be fine in a minute or two. Then he stuck that needle down deep in my gum. He started drilling before I was numb. Some beach somewhere. There's a beautiful sunset burning up the atmosphere. There's music and dancing and lovers romancing in the salty evening air on some beach. Yeah, somewhere. Hey, on some beach. Somewhere.
You really are a great songwriter, honey.
Well, thank you. Let's sing a piece of one of our favorites.
Believing our dreams would take us somewhere. Still being ourselves if we ever get there. That's important to me. That's important to me.
Don't forget about what's most important to you.
I'm Joey.
And I'm Rory. Tune in again next week. Same place, same time.